Guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing this all-new 2022 Ford Expedition XLT. And huge thanks to Izzy and the rest of the management and staff here at Elder Ford in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. These guys have an impressive dealership. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and as for Izzy. And for those of you guys who don't know, the Expedition replaced the Bronco as Ford's full-size SUV back in 1997. That's when the first generation was released. It was a popular vehicle. The SUV segment was really erupting with competition such as the Chevy Tahoe, Cadillac Escalade, and also the Lincoln Navigator, which of course shared a platform with the Expedition. The fourth generation Expedition that you see here was released in 2018, featuring much lighter aluminum construction similar to the F-150. We don't share a platform with the F-150. The Expedition actually has independent rear suspension, which really helps ride quality. Most full-size SUVs now have independent rear suspension, but Expedition was really the first to do it. For 2022, the Expedition received a few updates, including a standard 12-inch touchscreen available on all trim levels, similar touchscreen that you get from the new F-150s, and as we mentioned, it's available from the XL trim all the way up. So as far as power plants, we also get a 10-speed automatic transmission, also straight out of the F-150, which can help the acceleration numbers for this massive SUV reach 60 in under 6 seconds, which is a very impressive number. Power numbers: 375 horsepower, 480 pound-feet of torque for the lower trims on the Expedition. The Platinum gets the Raptor power plant, which cranks out 440 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. The Expedition is available in 6 different trim levels. Here we have the XLT, which sits towards the bottom, starting around $57,000. Let's see what we get. So up front, you notice your full LED headlamps, LED daytime running strips. I'm liking that alloy contrasted plastic look around your Ford badge. No forward-facing camera for the XLT trim, but the higher trims do come available with a forward-facing camera. The full LEDs are standard throughout all Expeditions. LED fog lamps in the corner, solid airflow for the radiator and intercooler. We get front parking sensing, which is a nice feature for a very large full-size SUV. The wheel and tire setup: this Expedition gets the special edition package, which includes these silver and black contrasted 20-inch rims, dimensions being 275/55 R20s. The tires are Toyo HTD Open Country All Seasons, some of the better all seasons in the business. We only have two-wheel drive in this Expedition, but we do have a limited slip differential, and there's an available electronic limited slip differential as an option. Anyway, I'm liking the wheel and tire setup. Solid ground clearance. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much ground clearance this Expedition has. No plastic cladding either. Very clean look. I'm liking the running board. Smart access for all 4 doors. LED turn signal on the mirror. It is a folding mirror, metallic onyx black paint. The glass fills up the entire frame. Blind spot monitoring on the glass. Some chrome trim for the lower portion of the window trim. Body color up top, blacked out B-pillars. Very clean look. The rear wheel and tire setup, same thing as the front, only difference is a smaller brake caliper. I'll try to take a step back, give you guys a good idea of the side profile of this very large full-size SUV. This is not the long wheelbase. This is just the standard Expedition. The long wheelbase extends the Expedition about 12 inches to make it compete better with vehicles like the Yukon XL or the Chevy Suburban. Anyway, the gas cap, once we walk a little bit closer towards it, is a push to open, easy fill, and premium fuel recommended for this 3.5-liter twin turbo engine. LED taillights, turn signals. Well, the turn signals are halogen and the reverse lights right next to them. Rear parking sensing. The plastic cover for the trailer hitch. This truck or SUV is rated to tow 6,000 pounds for the standard trim. The max is rated to tow about 6,300. XLT trim or badge in the corner. Shout out Elder Ford in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. Expedition badge up top. Ford backup camera. But other than that, we take a squat right back here, get a good look at the exhaust tip, spare tire, and the suspension setup. But speaking of the exhaust tip, let's fire up this 3.5-liter twin turbo and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the 3.5-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost V6 sold by Ford for the 2022 Expedition XLT, cranking out 375 horsepower, 480 pound-feet of torque, made it to this 10-speed automatic transmission and rear-wheel drive. You can expect 0 to 60 under 6 seconds, which is really impressive of a performing time for a full-size 3-row SUV. As we mentioned, the Platinum trim levels see a power increase up to 440 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. You can do a tune aftermarket to reach those numbers too. However, I'm not sure if it'll affect your factory warranty. The batteries on the passenger side, perfect for weight balance. Appreciate the struts, makes it very easy to open and close the hood, but we can shut this thing right up, take one more step back, get a look at the LED daytime running lights, and we can take a look at the interior. And for a base price at $57,000, out the door around $66,000 after the options. We don't get a window sticker, unfortunately, but fortunately I was able to build and price this SUV on Ford's website, so I do have a pretty good idea of all the features. So up top, this stitched contrast trim is not quite a true leather, it's just an ActiveX trim, but it looks just like leather, it feels just like leather, so huge thumbs up for this XLT. Soft trim in the center, super soft armrest. The door handle is a pretty cool design. Auto one touch for the front 2 windows, power windows out rear, power folding, 4-way adjustable mirrors, 3-person memory seats. You get one of your speakers. This isn't an aftermarket upgraded sound system, but it still sounds very good for a bass. Solid bass, great crispness for a bass system. We get huge storage. You can fit 2 3-foot-longs, 2 20-ounce bottles right next to it. Running boards appreciated. The soft deck seats are very soft and comfortable. Perforated, heated, and ventilated seats. Fully adjustable to lumbar control, recline, drop, lift, and slide. But stepping inside, we can check out this interior overall and see what we got. And first thing I noticed is this interior reminds me a lot of the new 2022 F-150s. Of course, huge thanks to this massive 12-inch touchscreen. It's standard on all Expeditions with the new Sync 4 system from the XL, which starts around $53,500. The XLT starts a little over $57,000, but the XLT does give you a couple more options compared to the XL. Of course, featuring standard 3-row seats and a power opening liftgate, amongst other things. Ford Copilot 360 standard on the XLT. We do have a couple options on this XLT, starting with the 202A package, which is a huge package. Ton of luxury included for around $3,700. 10-way adjustable ActiveX seats, which are heated and ventilated. Huge feature. The special edition package, of course, gives us the upgraded wheel and tire setup. We get slightly different LED headlamps too with the special edition package. It's a great package. All in all, coming out to about $66,000. I definitely see the value in this full-size SUV. The steering wheel is pretty thick, solid little 10-2 bolstering notch, 9.3 feels nice. No paddle shifters, wouldn't really be expected. We get the volume adjustments, lane keep assist, radar cruise control on the left side. You can skip your songs, hang up your phone calls, and adjust your little infotainment cluster on the right. And speaking of the infotainment, we can go between My View, Trip and Fuel, Vehicle Info, Towing, Navigation, so you can see a little turn-by-turn if you have the navigation hooked up, phone, audio, and the overall settings. Digital speedo beneath, coolant temperature, oil temperature, transmission temperature, and the fuel level up top. About 6,200 RPM for the tach, 120 for the speedometer. The dashboard has a nice stitched ActiveX material, but for the frame of the dashboard, all hard plastic. To the left of the steering wheel, we have this folding seat button, auto opening tailgate, automatic headlamps, and we get fog lights, interior lighting, adjustable pedals, and an electronic parking brake. You can get a good look at your pedals, power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. That's a huge thumbs up for an XLT. Rain sensitive wipers. You can adjust your rear wiper too. Auto high beams, and of course auto headlamps. Engine start stop. Nice little coin tray. Dual zone auto climate control, heated and ventilated seats. Heated steering wheel. Volume dials have a satisfying click. The 12-inch touchscreen, of course, is huge for an XLT and the XL, because again, it's available on all of the Expedition. So in the audio setting, you still see your navigation. You can also adjust between 4 different views. So you can also see Bluetooth, Trip 1, fuel economy, but my personal favorite would just be looking at navigation, phone, favorites, apps. We get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, of course, settings, and your features. My personal favorites to look at all times would just be the map. But other than that, you can get a good look at all these buttons. Wireless charging pad, USB port, USB-C. The gear selector controls your 10-speed automatic transmission. Backup camera has an unbelievable resolution. You get forward and rear parking sensing, no 360, guidance lines and trajectory, and I'm loving how it takes up the entire screen. You throw right back into park and returns right back to our home screen. Drive mode select. Our drive modes are normal, tow haul, slippery, trail, eco, and sport. So we'll start the review off in normal, transition into sport, see what the differences are. The manual shift modes, you get this plus and minus. You can turn off your parking sensors, nice little coin tray, you can throw your key in there too. 2 cup holders with a pass-through, good spot for a phone. And it's just like this plastic material. I'm liking how it's not piano black. The fingerprints won't be quite as noticeable. We get stitching for our knee will often hit, and some additional storage underneath. The vinyl armrest is included on our 202A package too. It's very soft and comfortable to rest your arm. Nice slot. You could probably fit 4 or 5 iPhone Pro Maxes, a bunch of coins and business cards right up top. Check out the size of this center console. This is absolutely ridiculous. You could probably fit like 3 or 4 bowling balls in here. You have an additional 12 volt in there as well. But that's about it. We throw this tray right back, and we could also throw some pens in these little pockets. But as far as the glove boxes, we have 2 of them. The top tray has solid space. You could probably fit a shoe in there, a ton of car accessories. If you need more space, you can pull this latch. And we have a pretty large glove box here too. I'd say you'd fit around 20 license plates and a pair of shoes with no problem. It's starting to rain pretty hard, of course. Perfect timing for this review. It should blow over pretty quickly. We have a auto dimming rear view mirror, a panoramic moonroof. You can see we'll open up this shade really quickly. You can get a good look at the rain. And oh, we don't want to open that. Okay. Nice. All right, so you press this button right up top and we can open up just the shade, and it's a very large moonroof. It lets quite a bit of light into this cabin, but that's about it for the front seat and features of the 2022 Ford Expedition XLT. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. All right, guys, the rain's pretty much gone. Hopping out into the back seat. The materials up top are still the same as the front. We get that vinyl material, not vinyl, Active X with the contrast stitching. Very high quality feeling, soft armrest, not an auto one touch rear window, but it's still a power window, of course. I'm liking the design for the speakers. It's still not an aftermarket Bang & Olufsen speaker or anything like that, but it still sounds very good for a base model. Decent storage. You're easily fitting a foot long, possibly 2, in a square 20-ounce water bottle with no issues. The running boards continue out rear. The rear seats are captain's chairs, so we only get 7 passenger seating in this Expedition. The captain's chairs are, of course, more comfortable and convenient for the back seat passengers, but if you need to fit 8, of course, don't go with the captain chairs. But taking a step inside, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have plenty of space. Easily got like 5-6 inches of leg room, plenty of room for my feet. The seats are adjustable. We can go even further back. Now I have a ton, like a foot of leg room. We get third zone automatic climate control Expedition badge right up top. We can open this up, USB-C and a USB port. AC adapter too. We don't get an AC adapter up front, but I guess you can extend the cord from the AC adapter out rear if you need to be on a work site or something and you need a laptop in your front seat. 2 cup holders, very similar to like a full-size truck. The seats are very comfortable. We get these armrests kind of similar to like a minivan, but much larger. You can easily fit a full-size arm on there. Solid light brought into the cabin too, thanks to this massive panoramic moonroof. I'm liking how we get additional vents blowing directly into our face. Interior lighting is LED. Nice. We get a little oh crap handle if the driver's driving like a maniac. But other than that, that's really about it. We can hop out into the third row real quick, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of those materials. So we pull this latch right up top. The seat comes all the way up and slides forward. So pretty easy access. Very easy access, actually. I didn't smack my head. I didn't smack my back. Nothing. And the space is also impressive. Again, I'm 6 feet tall, a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind the same settings that I was sitting in up front, and I still have plenty of room for my feet, ton of room for my knees, and this, of course, captain chairs help because I can just stick my leg right out in the center. There's also a true seat and seat belt in this center. So as you mentioned, if you don't go with the captain chairs, this is true seating for 8. This is still seating for 7, even with the captain chairs. No center cubby or anything like that, but very comfortable even for a third row seat. They are power folding and we get USB ports, ton of storage, and the materials, although they're hard plastic, the graining material isn't all that bad. So to access or to get out of the third row, you just do the same thing we did before. Just push and step on the running board. Nice. Not too difficult of a process. This is why you go with a full-size SUV. It's so full-size people can access all 3 of the rows. Again, with the XLT, we get a power opening lift gate, tailgate, whatever you like to call it, as soon as you figure out where this latch is right beneath. As far as space with the third rows up, you really don't get a whole lot. Similar to most SUVs, if you need a ton of space with the third rows up, go with the Max. That's why they sell the Max. Power folding seats for the second and third rows, which is nice. Cargo hooks, some secret storage. We can check out our Fix-A-Flat kit, funnel, and you can throw some secret stuff in that corner. To fold the seats down, all you gotta do is press this down button and the seats fall down in one piece. That headrest is probably gonna get in the way. Oh, seat automatically falls down. They thought it through. And once the seats fall down, it opens up a ton of cargo space. So the Expedition XL doesn't even come with a third row. The XLT is what gives you the third row, and we get the power folding feature. Even with the second rows up, I would expect you to fit at least a 55, 60-inch TV back here. You fold those seats down, you'll fit a 100-inch TV back here with no issues whatsoever. And the Expedition has an available opening for the windshield. So most SUVs nowadays don't have that, but the Expedition does. So if you want to carry some kayaks in your Ford Expedition, you can easily do so. You press this button and the power tailgate closes right up. We'll take one more step back, get a good look at the exterior styling of this 2022 Ford Expedition XLT with some really useful features. But one more look at the side profile. Loving those rims, LED headlamps, and let's take this 2022 Expedition XLT out for a drive. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of this all-new 2022 Ford Expedition XLT. Let's take it out for a drive. And first thing I notice, in normal mode, the steering is incredibly light, like super light steering. The brake pedal feels decent, not the most bitey, but also not the softest feeling gas pedal in the world. The throttle feels sensitive. Pretty good first impressions, guys. Ride quality, you don't feel just about anything. We can take a step out onto this road over here, lean into it about a third of the way. Boost kicks in and good power. Wow, it feels strong. This is a large SUV. We're weighing in around 5,300 pounds, and it moves like a light vehicle. And just cruising along, you have a very commanding view of the road. You're basically sitting up like a full-size truck. We can slow down a little bit, try a rolling start. We don't have really anybody behind us. And just right here on the gas. Oh, that boost kicks in. It broke the wheels loose. Good gosh, this thing's got a lot of power. Sheesh, but yeah, this thing with 480 pound-feet of torque, 375 horsepower, 0 to 60 in the fives. You definitely will not be fishing for power. This thing has a lot of it. You can do an aftermarket tune, get even more out of this beastly high output 3.5 liter twin turbo V6. But okay, one more time, rolling start on the gas. Oh, yeah, those wheels are having serious trouble staying to the ground. We get some serious wheel spin. Good gosh, yeah, so you might want to go with the all-wheel drive if you expect to actually consistently put the power down. We could try it out in sport mode, see what the differences are. So first impressions are the transmission becomes more sensitive, the steering, same thing. I really don't feel much of a difference in sport mode. One more time, clean into it. Oh, wow, yeah, in sport mode, the transmission definitely kicks you a little bit harder and quicker. Great response. It's actually mind-blowing to me how quick this vehicle feels for the size that it is. All right, guys, we got a speed bump coming up right here. Wow, you can go over it at pretty high speeds and barely even feel it. All right, guys, taking a step out here. We got some twisties coming up. Yeah, the steering, you really don't feel a whole lot. Even in sport mode, you don't feel a whole lot. Throwing it in, check out the body roll. It's actually very limited amount of body roll. Less body roll than like a Ram 1500, that's for sure. It feels a little bit more planted compared to a Tahoe too. This thing feels nice. Throw it in over here. Definitely solid when it comes to body roll. I wasn't expecting it to feel this planted. I wish the steering was a little bit better weighted to help us feel a little bit more connected through the road. But as you can see, the capability is certainly there. We have great low end torque, barely on the gas pedal, and you can pick up speeds easily. And as you lean into the gas pedal and let off, you can hear that turbo blow off pretty well too. It's nice, and this road is pretty rough. We have a lot of manhole covers, and the ride quality is definitely good. I would like to get my hands on a Navigator if I can one day to really compare the difference. This feels like a very luxurious vehicle, and you're undercutting the Navigator by over 15,000 bucks while still having just about everything you could possibly want or need. I mean, we have heated and ventilated seats, tri-zone automatic climate control, ActiveX seats that feel and smell just about the same as leather. Take a step right back out. One more time on the gas. Ooh. Yeah, this thing can just move. It's a powerful powerful twin turbo V6. All right, guys, taking a step back out, just light gas pedal. Smooth shifts. This 3.5 liter V6 has a nice growl to it. It doesn't sound bad for a 6-cylinder. It doesn't sound as good as like a 5.3 or 6.2 from GM, of course. So I kind of wish they had some type of V8 option. Maybe give us a 5.0 in maybe the top trim Expeditions or Explorers as like a performance spec, something like that. It just, big vehicles just sound cooler with V8s. I think we can all agree on that. And now that we're on some rougher pavement in sport mode, we don't have active dampers on the XLT, but in sport mode, it just feels a little bit more planted. I'm not quite sure if it's just in my head, knowing that we're in sport mode, but it feels pretty good. We'll take a step out to this multiple lane highway, try to open her up for real one more time, and then take her back to Elder Ford. And again, huge thanks to them for making this review possible. As soon as we get the chance, we'll take a step out here. Looks like we have the chance. Get situated and on the gas. Oh. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is a quick car. I can see, if you get 4-wheel drive, I can see 0 to 60. If you do like a very strong brake boost, you might be able to get into low 5s. This thing has some serious pull to it. One more time, we'll try out a real world U-turn. Check out this beast's turning radius, and it's really good for a large truck. We'll get situated because we don't want to burn out the tires, and on the gas. Wow. Quick shifts too. Quick vehicle. It's a nice SUV. If you're in the market for a full-size SUV, you don't want to spend more than like $65,000. You need 3 rows. You want to have the options and features like heated and ventilated seats, the 12-inch touchscreen, good sound system. This is probably the best you're gonna get. And keep in mind, with this 3.5 liter EcoBoost, average fuel economy is rated around 19 mpg. So compared to the competition like the Chevy Tahoe, so as far as fuel efficiency, this is without question better than a Tahoe. Since this is a turbocharged engine, however, it all depends on how you use the gas pedal. If you're constantly in boost, don't expect fuel economy to be much better than like 15 mpgs. Same with the Tahoe. If you're constantly hammering the gas pedal, you really can't expect to be much better than 15. But if you're conscious with the gas pedal, you do a decent amount of highway and city driving, I would expect you to get closer to 18, 19 mpgs. This is a nice, spacious, luxurious full-size SUV. And a huge thanks to Izzy and the rest of the management and staff here at Elder Ford in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're in the Tampa area looking for a new car, truck, or SUV, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and that's for Izzy. And huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know I have endless gratitude for all subscribers. You know, the channel is just not possible without you guys, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars or trucks you'd like to see reviewed in this channel too. Let me know what the trim levels are, and I'll definitely try to get those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.